Half equations. So what is a half equation? A half equation shows you what happens at one of the electrodes during electrolysis. You should be able to complete and balance half equations for the reactions that happen during electrolysis. So how do we write half equations? Electrons are shown as E- in a half equation. A half equation is balanced by adding or taking away a number of electrons equal to the total number of charges on the ions in the equation. Let's have a look at an example. Here's how you'd write the balanced half equation for chloride ions forming chlorine gas. First, you write the formulae of the reactant and product. That is the chloride ion, which is what you're starting with in the solution, and it becomes chlorine gas, which is the gas that's given off. This will happen at the positive electrode, the anode. You adjust the number of ions if needed, and we can see here that chlorine gas is Cl2, so to make Cl2 we need 2 chloride ions. Count the number of charges, add enough electrons so that both sides have the same total number of charges. So on the left hand side of the equation we've got 2 chloride ions with 2 minuses, so we need 2 minuses on the right hand side. We do that by adding 2 electrons. Of course you could also have subtracted 2 minuses from the left hand side. They're both the same thing, so we could have 2 chloride ions take away 2 electrons, and there's no net charge on the left hand side, just as there's no net charge on the right hand side. Let's have a look at some more examples. Here we've got the aluminium 3+ ion, and that needs to gain 3 electrons in order to become neutral aluminium. Here's the copper 2+ ion. The copper 2+ needs to gain 2 electrons to become copper. This, of course, both of these would be happening at the negative electrode, the cathode. And the hydrogen ion, H+ ion, each one of them needs to gain an electron, and we need 2 hydrogens to make the hydrogen gas that's being given off, because hydrogen is forming a hydrogen molecule. Going back to the anode, here's the bromide ion. The bromide ion is Br-. You need 2 of those to make the bromine molecule, which is Br2. And to balance the electrons, you've got 2 minuses on the left, so you need 2 minuses on the right. And here's oxygen. We've got oxide forming oxygen. Oxygen is O2, and so you need 2 oxygens on the left hand side. That's why we balance it by putting a 2 in front of the O2-. The charge on the oxide ion is 2-. Remember, you can work this out by looking at the group. It's in group 6, so it needs 2 more electrons to have 8 in the outer shell. Now we've got on the left hand side we've got 2 oxide ions, so that's 4 minuses on the left, so that's why we need 4 on the right hand side. Well, I hope that's helped you, and go over it again if you need any more. You can always come and ask.